Criminal mortgage contracts throughout the world, adjustable rate tied to LIBOR, tied to a foreign country's currency, and the unprecedented slide in manufacturing and exports throughout the world because of a cutoff of credit and not normal market adjustment, it could only mean World War III is imminent. Your comments, please.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And if you watch the amount, the president just asked for another, I'll guess at $83.4 billion or something. And of course, they don't count that because it's off balance sheet. They put it in some little account over here. The figure now is around, I don't know, $800 billion. I mean, there's no way to pay this money back to the bondholders. That's why I say anybody who holds any Treasury paper or Fannie Mae or Ginnie Mae or whatever, they're looking for trouble. It used to be, you could go to foreign currencies. You can't. They're just as bad. Like I say over and over again in so many programs, I don't know what else to do. Gold and silver coins and shares, that's it. Please, if somebody has a better idea, let me know. I looked at them all, I think. And that's the predicament that we're in, and that's why we're on the radio. We're trying to tell people how to keep things together. Have seeds, have food, have a filter, have things to defend yourself. The chances are extremely good you're going to need them. That's the starter. And then you do the other things. But I don't know any other way to go. And I've said this on maybe 100 programs in the last several months. No one's ever told me a better way.
We have all been discussing bursting bubbles for a while now. First we had the internet bubble, followed by the housing bubble. Now many of us talk about all kinds of other new bubbles, such as the Treasury and bond bubble, the dollar bubble, and so forth. Can you spend a few minutes discussing the upcoming 2 or 3 bubbles you see bursting in the near future? When or how long do you think it will take to burst, and in what sequence will they occur?
Well, first of all, you've got credit card bubble, and that's in the process of bursting now. I noticed that credit by use is, I think, down 9.5%, and non-payment has gone up to about 8%, and so it doesn't look good. People are reducing the amount of their money that they're borrowing, and they're increasing savings, which is 4.7%, up from 0.5% minus about a year ago. And so there are people out there who are concerned and who are getting their houses in order. So I think this trend will continue. It's also going to affect consumption. And at a time when you need consumption to make the economy continue to flourish, it's not going to be there. More and more people are going to save, and they're going to get rid of debt, and more people are going to default. And that's where it's all headed. And you got to remember, we were at 72% of GDP in consumption. It's around 70% now. We're going to 64.5%. And that's the long-term average. Could go lower than that. It is going to happen. It might take, a couple of years here. And I know in another program, Paul Craig Roberts and I were on together. And we both agreed that it's going to take another 2 or 3 or 4 years. And the people on the program said, it can't take that long. And we both said, look, there's a whole bunch of things they can do. Not that they're going to work, but they'll do them. And since I was on with him, we've seen $12.8 trillion being spent that doesn't exist or didn't exist prior to it being spent. And we see all kinds of damage in the financial world. And so this is not going to end in 3 months or 6 months. It's going to take longer. It's going to end when the people who planned it, this collapse, it's going to end when they want it to. Other collapses, pensions. The minute the Dow goes to 4,000, they're going to start cutting checks. For every dollar, they're going to start paying you 50 cents. And that's going to happen. Because you just can't physically pay it out. That means some pension plans will be in financial trouble. That means cash value life insurance policies and annuities could be in trouble. We get three major companies, Hartford, Prudential, Lincoln. They get AAA ratings. But why are they asking for $2 or $3 billion each to be able to stay in business? They obviously have trouble. And there's going to be a lot more of that because they're invested in the stock market with your money. And if the market goes to 4,000 from 8,000 where it's at, and those institutions have lost 35% of their money already, I would think it'd be safe to say at 4,000 Dow, they'll lost 60%